Also, very good evening and thanks for your time. So you conducted this research and flying between Nature's Valley and Muizenberg just to make these observations. Tell us what it is that you found.
Yes, so we fly, since 1979, we fly helicopter surveys between Nature's Valley and Muizenberg, as you said, and we photograph and count all the southern right whales with a special focus on the females with calves. And we do this to create a sighting history of individually identified females so we can estimate population parameters. Now, since 2015, the numbers of females with calves has crashed quite notably along the South African coast. And the number of what we call unaccompanied adults, which are the males and the resting females, their numbers have crashed since 2010. So we saw a peak in cow-calf pairs last year, 2018, which was a combination of females that should have been in South Africa in 2015 and 16. They all combined together last year. But then this year we counted again only 95 pairs, when the normal number should be in 400s. This is an enormous decrease from normal times, which was up to 2014.
So why would you say, if you had to venture a guess, why are you seeing such a drop in numbers? Is it climate change? Is it food? Is it, they're just not reproducing? What's happening?
So yeah, we're seeing two different things. So in terms of the unaccompanied adults, so males and the resting females, we're seeing that they're not coming to the South African coast as they normally do, which means their migration is not being completed. At the same time, we see calving intervals. So normally females have a calf every 3 years. Now we're seeing it's happening only every 4 to 5 years, meaning that the female has oral loss of a pregnancy or cannot fall pregnant and needs more time to restore energy to recover from the previous pregnancy. Also, all this kind of indicates towards energy levels and food availability, and this is what we're investigating at the moment.
So, I suppose, Alice, we have people at home going, okay, so why should we actually care what happens with the southern right whales? Maybe just tell us why they're so important to the chain.
Not only to the chain, I would definitely argue for South Africa. It's a huge driver for tourism, obviously. It drives millions and millions of rands every year. People that come and whale watch, specifically for southern right whales. We have the largest population globally, so we look at 3 different breeding grounds. You've got one in South America, one in Australia, and then one here in South Africa. And South Africa is the biggest breeding ground. So meaning that in a global scale, we're looking at the largest proportion of it. In terms of what we're seeing in South Africa, interestingly, the same trends have been seen in the different breeding grounds, which means that it's something happening in the Southern Ocean on a global scale. So the right whales are actually indicating us that something's not right in the Southern Ocean. So
what do you think needs to be done, or is there anything that you can do to help the process along?
So our research at this point is going towards indicating that this hypothesis of energy and food availability is accurate, and what can be done on it. Is it, we're not sure if it's a decrease in availability of food in terms of abundance of krill. Is it the relocation of krill due to current changes and right whales not finding the right spots to feed? We also don't know if this is a temporary trend that might establish itself back to normal, or is this now a permanent thing? So I think the first step is to really understand what's going on. And then in the second step, it's if it is global climate change, then it's another one of those aspects to put political pressure on countries to take action.
Right, thanks very much for that. Alice from the University of Pretoria's Mammal Research Institute.